Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Joe Bandel, and I am the last Rosicrucian. Now, I've been trying to put out a special message once a week uh, about where I think Gaia is going on her ascension journey and where we're going on her ascension journey. And last week, I put out a message that was basically no more gridlock. If you, for those who listen to it, well, this this video is coming out. It's a little early because it's only Tuesday, and I usually try to put them out on a Thursday or Friday. But I think I got the message that I want to share, and it's like, why not? It's on my mind, so I'm just going to share it. So today's message is going to be just speaking a little more from the heart. Over the week, I've kind of been looking at things. I'm retired, so I kind of do what I want, I guess, if I can, if I can keep myself disciplined enough. But anyway, uh, one of the things that came up that somebody said on one of their videos was that there's all kinds of channeling information on Gaia's ascension. So much out there that it's almost becoming trivialized. Uh, where okay, you can't really tell one from the other almost, and it's all about its information, which is in the head. And I've really tried, I don't channel material. What I do is I function on the astral planes, the etheric level, whatever, and I just try to make sense of what I'm experiencing in a way and share that with everybody else if I can. And so that's basically what I'm kind of doing today is kind of sharing because I noticed something interesting. Uh, it's maybe a month ago now. I changed. Well, it could be over a month, really. I don't know when, but I've been doing daily meditations, and I, they are variations of a meditation that I created for myself over probably over 30 years ago. I'm not saying that I did them daily for that long, but the last year and a half, maybe even 2 years, I've been doing a daily meditation. I really tried to, and this summer, this spring, I've really even tried to do two daily meditations until it became so overwhelming, so powerful that I was like I had to pull it back a little bit. The point being that for me, at least, these meditations were extremely powerful and they were doing things. There's nothing head oriented about them because actually, if somebody listens to some of the meditations that I've done, you're actively working at things. They target the chakra centers and really get them working. And they also put a person in a pretty deep uh, altered state. But I changed. I recently changed, and instead of tapping into the spiritual light of Source, I began tapping into the life force energy of Source, which is an organic quality as opposed to light as being the photon quality. And it totally changed the whole dynamic of these meditations in a very powerful way. And I'm still experimenting with some of that because it's still such a um, powerful thing. However, when I'm these meditations seem to be really grounding me deeper and deeper into my body, into my physical body. And one of the things that I've been adding, so I've been using kind of a new induction. The first part of the meditations is an induction, and then maybe get to a final destination or point or purpose or something like that. But what I've added to the end of it was uh, what you call body of light meditation, where actually uh, starting at the feet and just kind of feeling the warmth, the energy, the healing energy, and bringing it up and going through the body, but actually calling out each part of the body, the intestines, the large intestines, the small intestines, the stomach, the pancreas, the liver, gallbladder, spleen, the heart, everything. And doing this after the first induction, which actually means I've been bringing healing energy as deeply into the cellular level of my body as I can. And totally doing this by activating and integrating the chakra centers as well as I can. So I'm actually in these meditations, I'm actually sharing what works for me. It's not anything ideological. It's not out there. Uh, oh, this is what's going to happen, or this is what's going to happen. This is a verb. This is something you can do and you can experience. Now, granted, they're rather advanced meditations, but they've gradually became, they've evolved because I share what I'm doing, what I'm listening to, because I create these meditations for myself. But at the end of these meditations, I leave a kind of an open space where if a person wants to continue and go on their own and do something while they're in that altered state, they can. And what I do is it's almost like a prayer. Well, it is part of it is a prayer because I ask God and Goddess, I address them, and I submit myself to them and say, please purify me, help me to know what's right and all of this stuff, and guide me and help me to be thankful to all these uh, spirit guides, helpers, masters, whatever, and the members of the circle that are also a part of the meditation that I'm doing. And over the past week, yeah, it's only been maybe 2 weeks, but what happens is in this final part where I'm showing gratitude, where I'm showing gratitude and asking for blessings or health and prosperity to these people, I find that I'm adding people. And that this is what I'm sharing. This is what this whole video is about, because I found that I'm sharing. Usually, I just ask about the close group, the circle, and the meditation, spirit guides, helpers, this or that, and then my loved ones. I mention my loved ones, and then I start. Okay, and I'm gonna mention, please bless or whatever, so and so, and okay, and then I started adding like my writers group, and I started asking or adding like the people on Pagan Space that are actually aware or maybe listening to my videos, and I kind of go down the line that way, and I'd been doing a little more of that and a little more of that, and then all of a sudden I'm like, and the people, all the people that live in this apartment complex that I live in, my neighbors, because I never I never even it never even occurred to me to include anything for them because I'm trying to create a safe space for myself in a sea of chaos. So I was protective because over the years, as a consequence of my spiritual journey, I've experienced thousands of astral attacks. And so I don't want to create problems for anybody or be invasive or anything like that. And I just kind of create a little protection around my place and around the people I love or like my dog, things like that. But I started mentioning these people and maybe the people that I meet at the dog park. So I just gradually am adding one or two here and there. And then this morning, for some reason, I said, and the entire community of Brainerd, where I live, the city that I live in. And what's strange is it felt so right to do that. Not only that, but for the last 2 or 3 days, these people that I've never had any real interaction with, they've come up and they've said things to me. In other words, they've reached out. And I'm like, wow, this is wild. It's a it's a consequence of my including them in this blessing that I'm trying to share. Haven't got to the point where I'm trying to bless the world yet, but that's part of the meditation is I'm trying to help with Gaia's ascension and life in the world or whatever, but I'm getting the message. And it really is just kind of profound because somehow people are sensing that and responding to it. And it's a change inside of me because I'm embracing in my heart all these people that I wasn't before, and they're responding back. It's like, go figure. Okay. Uh, and I'm still kind of boggled by that, I guess. Um, and a lot of it comes with, I think, the change that just happened with Gaia's ascension and actually a shift that has just happened. That shift that I spoke about in my last one, where the gridlock is gone and the energy is coming through. Because again, what I'm experiencing and what I'm sharing is energy flowing where it was not flowing before. Because before I was in a protective space, and now all of a sudden it's like I am not only feeling able to embrace these people with goodwill and love, but I'm not feeling threatened by them. And it doesn't matter. I'm just like, okay. And I'm actually feeling that a lot of them are struggling. They're having the struggles. I'm very empathic, so that kind of comes in as kind of hard too. But there's even another shift, I guess, that um, an awareness that came into me. Uh, my my son, well, back 20 years ago, I was just online and I started playing a MUD, which is a multi-user dimension. It's a game called Avatar, and it's a text-based game. There's no pictures, anything like that. But I stopped playing it, but I introduced my son to it, and he still loved to play it because it's still available. And I recently just kind of started playing it again, just trying to get dabbing my toe into it to kind of see how it goes. And it's one of those where it's a fantasy game, and you pick a character. And I'd always kind of played like a warrior mage type of character. But this time I was picking a cleric. And part of me was really stunned by that, and it was kind of uh, something dawned, the bell rang, or I got the message or whatever, and it was basically that this is a new role that you're trying to learn. You're trying to actually learn how to be a cleric from this game. And clerics are healing, and they're doing the blessing. There's groups or whatever as they go after the mobs, whatever you want to call it that way. So it was something about a shift between a warrior mage to a cleric, which really doesn't do much or very little fighting, astral fighting, granted, or something like that. And all of these things are just like, wow, okay, things really are shifting in a good way, in, in a good way for me. And it's got to be helping all these people that are responding to me too. So there's a shift that's happened. It's going to continue happening. And you don't want to be in fear. If you're in fear, you're on the wrong side. That's all that I'm going to say. If you're in fear, there's something wrong, because this is good. Whatever's the energy is flowing in a way that is ultimately meant to be. You have to trust. That's my message. I'm going to stop it right there. Till next week. Thank you.